In the quiet village of Omumu, where tall trees lean close to humble huts but never fall upon them, lived a girl named Nwakego. She was the daughter of Egodi, a woman known for her radiant beauty, but walked life alone. This loneliness shadows their home, and Nwakego longs deeply for a father's love. Her heart was heavy, for though she was beautiful, her mother was beautiful, she was cold, and Nwakego never felt truly loved. Sometimes Nwakego would watch the other girls dance, their laughter like a river flowing free, and wonder if she would ever feel that joy in her own heart. Her mother's cold eyes shadowed every smile she tried to wear. Every year, the villagers celebrated the Umba festival, a dance of young maidens who carried small calabashes. When their steps were graceful and lively, the crowd would throw coins into their bowls. With this money, the girls bought gifts to adorn themselves and honor their mothers. This year was Nwakego's second chance to join the dance. She practiced harder than before, her feet telling stories with every step. When the festival ended, her calabash was heavy with coins. With her friends, she walked to the market. Laughter filled the air. She bought vibrant Ankara clothes and beads, one set for herself and one for her mother. Returning home, she ran to Egodi, her heart full of love and hope. She told her mother about the festival, about the dance, about the gifts. Egodi smiled faintly and asked to see what Nwakego had bought. With trembling hands, Nwakego showed the bright clothes and sparkling beads. But her mother's face darkened. Swiftly, she took the clothes and beads meant for Nwakego and said, "You cannot wear such colors. They are too bright. These beads will make the young men see you as a temptress. Be careful." Then Egodi wrapped the gifts around herself and disappeared into the hut. Nwakego tears fell silently. She worried. She carried the weight of her mother's silence like a heavy clock. Her love felt distant, like the stars she saw at night, beautiful but unreachable. This was the first time? No, it wasn't. This was not the first time. Always, her mother stopped her from shining, from being beautiful. The other maidens mocked her plainness. The young men whispered, "Is she a servant to her mother?" Because that was how she looked, unadorned and unseen. Even gifts were taken from her. She felt trapped, unloved, and distant for the woman who bore her. She longed for a hand to hold, not just the gifts or ornaments or the adornments, but a steady presence, a father's love, a mother's warmth. Instead, she carried the loneliness like a quiet song inside her. One day, a wealthy young man named Ifena arrived. He brought many gifts and asked for Nwakego hand in marriage. Egodi asked Nwakego if she liked him. Without hesitation, Nwakego said yes. Egodi's voice thundered. She yelled in front of Ifena and his family, ordering Nwakego to return into the hut. Shame and sorrow pressed down on the girl's heart as she obeyed. Egodi told Ifena that she forbade the marriage. She warned him to seek another bride, saying, "No marriage in their family ever lasts," that he would only find sorrow with her daughter. Hidden behind the door, Nwakego heard and wept bitterly. Ifenna left, but days later, his heart ached with longing. He dreamed of Nwakego and wondered why a mother would cause her daughter's happiness. He sought the oldest woman in his village and shared his story. She told him, if your love is true, marry her. If the gods will it, they will bless your union. No one can know the future of marriage but the gods alone. Ifenna returned, firm in his decision. He vowed to marry Nwakego no matter what her mother said. Nwakego told her relatives all and everything her mother has done, her mother clarity, her rejection, the harsh words spoken to Ifenna. Her uncles comforted Egodi, warning her that she was hurting her own child and that Nwakego was old enough to choose her path. One day, while Nwakego carried farm produce home, Ifenna appeared. He took some weights from her hands. They walked silently until Nwakego whispered, I am sorry for disappointing you. Ifenna smiled softly. I am sorry for the shame you felt. Before reaching her hut, Nwakego begged him to leave, fearing her mother's anger. But Ifenna held her hand and said, do not fear, I will marry you. Tell your family we come in 10 days. Prepare no food. I have given money to your uncle for that. Use this to buy beautiful things for you and your mother. Give them to her on our wedding day. Nwakego hid the money and entered the hut with a hopeful heart. Maybe this time, love would not be denied. On the 10th day, before the sun reached its peak, the village gathered. Egodi returned from the market to see the cloud. Confused, she asked an uncle what was happening. He pulled her aside and said, today your daughter will marry. She has suffered under your hand. We do not understand why you maltreat her or spread false tales to her suitor. Egodi was silent, stunned. Inside her daughter's hut, relatives waited. Nwakego gave her mother the ankara and beads she had bought. Egodi wore them quietly. Ifena and his family arrived. The wedding rites were performed. Egodi sat in shame as whispers filled the air. The ceremony ended. Nwakego left with her husband. Egodi stayed behind, alone without her daughter's visits. For many months, for many months, for many years. One day, Egodi gathered her courage and visited Nwakego. The girl, afraid, pulled her children inside. Ifena welcomed the mother warmly and called Nwakego. She stood beside her husband. Afraid, Egodi began to speak. She told of the man who abandoned her, who left her for another village bride. She explained how fear made her harsh. She wanted to protect Nwakego from pain, from deception. She had no mother to guide her, and her grandmother spoiled her with false love. She vowed no man would take Nwakego from her. But now, she saw her selfishness and pain pass to her daughter. She confessed lying to Ifenna about broken marriages and begged forgiveness for the coldness she showed. Ifenna urged Nwakego to forgive her mother. Egodi cried and begged Nwakego. Nwakego did, but promised never to forget. The end.